There are hundreds of projects proceeding in the University of Manchester, which is dedicated to providing the best education for the world by the Project University of Manchester Worldwide, with a multicultural campus and global centers in Hong Kong, Shanghai, Singapore, and Sao Paulo. UMW can provide students with a Manchester education no matter where they are. People can find suitable learning courses which are delivered via self-study and web-based resources. This makes it an ideal form of distance learning. This is UMW, Manchester Worldwide. Team 24 is going to discuss this project with Paul Oates, the project manager of UMW, from the perspective of project management. Our analysis is based on the following 4 APM box sections: requirements management, resource scheduling, budgeting and cost management, and risk management. Requirements management is capturing, assessing, and justifying stakeholders' wants and needs. Value management is a common approach to requirements management.
For the internal ones, it's fairly easy because you do lots of interviews. For the external stakeholders, it's more of an iterative understanding from our point of view.
The analysis shows a thorough understanding of requirements and value that contribute to the objective.
We've definitely used the Moscow prioritization: must, should, could, and won't. We have a project board which is made up of some of those key stakeholders to authorise, if you like, what we're going to work on.
Resource scheduling is a collection of techniques used to calculate the resources required and when they will be required. Our research focuses on the method called resource leveling. Figure A shows a network in which activity duration is shown above the arc, while resource usage is below. Figure B shows the original relationship between activities and workers, and C shows the relation after resource leveling by delaying activity C for 2 days. All sorts of people are the critical resources, such as people who are involved in marketing, recruitment, and so on.
So it's those sort of people that are the critical resources for this project. All the resources on the project are from the university. As I said, the teachers are so important to this project, but all of the academic staff that we are dealing with are from the University of Manchester. It's a constant battle, if you like. Well, we could hire more, if we wanted to, we could hire more staff. But there are a whole set of issues with delivering courses to remote students.
Project managers always pay attention to another important issue, budgeting and cost control, to ensure the feasibility of project and control the expenditure. It comprises cost estimation, contingency budget, and management reserve. Cost has 4 possible attributes, and they are often organized into a cost breakdown structure, which is also called CBS, where different levels disaggregate costs into increasingly detailed categories.
So there was a lot of our costs that were already internal costs. And then what we've done is we've identified particular components of the project which need extra cost and resource. We have everything in place to deliver the project. We have been able to deliver a lot of the requirements just by using internal resource. And then part of our PID, part of our project's design documentation, was as if we find areas of the projects that need extra resource, then we'll get those signed off. So there has to be contingency in every project. In this project, what we have is more time. So we have our contingency in time rather than money. So we can take longer.
Risk management allows individual risk events and overall risk to be understood and managed proactively. This process includes initiating, identifying, and assessing risks, planning and implementing responses. Assessment or response planning can lead to the identification of further risks, which means the whole process is iterative. All projects are inherently risky, which makes managing risk essential and indispensable for each project manager in every project. The main risk found in Manchester Worldwide project is the availability of resources. Let's find how Paul addresses this issue.
As I said, planning approach is part of the response strategy to that. So the planning approach has to be iterative, and you have to replan and replan and replan. So we've got our time periods set up where every 6 weeks we're revisiting that plan and looking at, is that realistic, how do we need to replan, and communicating that to the stakeholders to make sure they understand. People are quite willing to accept the risks to the time, for example. What they have a low risk appetite for is risk to reputation. Risk appetite varies depending on what you're looking at. So I've already said, in terms of overall financial risk to the organisation, this is pretty low financial risk. If there's a risk that we will damage the reputation at university, people have a very low appetite for that risk.
Our analysis based on APM Bob brought some lessons learned and recommendations related to the 4 sections. Project managers must understand the general steps and purpose of requirement management, and value management is a useful method to manage requirements, so we should understand its meaning and master each step. 2 approaches to reconciling resource limits and time constraints are widely used in resource scheduling. It's essential to identify and analyze all the resources at first. When studying feasibilities, it's important to budget the project to reserve some extra money and time for contingencies. CBS could also be an effective way to distinguish and control the cost. In addition, remember to manage risks in every project, whether the scope is large or small. Always make the risk management process iterative to make sure that the project is optimized and improved continuously. Finally, thanks to those who make great contribution and give us generous assistance. It is our hope that everyone could learn about project management from this documentary.